My next guest says he has the keys to having a happy marriage. Now, I know you want those keys. Please welcome Tim Kellis. He has written a book called Equality, The Quest for the Happy Marriage. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And you went from a successful Wall Street career to deciding this is really your passion, helping people save their marriages or have a great marriage. How did that work?
Well, it's where my personal life took me. I did have my career, but it wasn't until I was 36 years old that I met the woman who I thought was going to be the woman of my dreams. We met, fell in love, got engaged, argued, broke up. And it was the pain of that. My undergraduate degree is in engineering, and engineers don't take illogic all that well. So in my confusion and pain, actually this is a cathartic experience for me to get over that. But that's what led me to research and write the book.
And when you did research it, you said you based a lot of this on actual history books, on figures in history.
Absolutely.
How does that correspond with a partners getting along?
Well, a bunch of different reasons. Let me give you one example. What we're basically doing as we enhance our divorce culture is we're basically growing a prejudice, what I call a relationship prejudice. So the examples of other prejudices I use to demonstrate the prejudice within relationships. Men are growing to be afraid of women, and women are growing to be afraid of men. So you can look at both our sexual prejudices and our racial prejudice throughout history to extrapolate or set up an analogy for what's going on within relationships. And those examples are used in other aspects as well.
So just like, you know, blacks and whites in the 60s didn't get along because of prejudices and untruths that they had been told, you're saying men and women are kind of under those same beliefs?
Yeah, broadly speaking, obviously there's a whole different psychological interaction between men and women, and understanding that is the way to resolve that. But generally speaking, from a high level, it is the prejudice between men and women. When you get into it more psychologically, you actually understand it's our insecurities or our things that have happened to us in our past that actually lead to the problems within a couple.
But knowing that most people do have that past, what does it take to kind of overcome that? Is it a lot of work? Is it a lot of therapy? What does it take to kind of say, okay, this was my past, this is what's affecting us, but I'm going to leap past that?
Well, the only reason why I'm really able to sit here and talk to you about this is because I've gone through this. I forgave my parents when I was 25 years old, and I call that the most significant day of my life. And it opened up my mind to my future, and that's what you have to do. And in order to do that, empathy is actually the key to that. You have to be empathetic of your situation from your past. You have to be empathetic with your relationship with your parents. In fact, one of the things that I talk about as one of the keys to a happy marriage is, one of the objectives of the book is to, if you're familiar with the psychology industry, is to reintroduce Carl Jung. He calls them psychic lesions. Whenever you have an issue that is unresolved, then it becomes a lesion. You have difficulty with intimacy. One person has an issue where they are uncomfortable opening up with intimacy. That becomes an issue that, left unresolved, becomes a psychic lesion. You're no longer allowed to talk about that. You just have to live with those insecurities.
Well, I don't want to give it all away because you want people to buy Equality, The Quest for Happy Marriage, but thank you for joining us.
My
and
pleasure.
I know people can log on to your website
Absolutely.
for information on the book and your radio show.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for joining us. Here are a few more tips from Tim's book and how to reach him via his website.